Okay, so this should be review to everybody, but if you'd missed it and want to go over this again, I'm going to go over the basics of writing a CER paragraph. Um, and, this will be basically what you'll do for your body paragraphs. So, again, your claim is the argument you're making as a writer. It's your stated position on a topic and what you'll seek to prove in this paragraph. So, Oreo Cookie says Oreo cookies are the best. And this claim is disputed by no one. And so in your body paragraphs, your claim should be something about, the following person is the most important person in history. So Martin Luther King Jr. is the most important person in history. When you get into your body paragraphs, you're going to say Martin Luther King Jr. or your person is the most important person in history because reason. Remember, a claim is not a statement of thought and opinion. Martin Luther King Jr. existed is not a claim. Multiple arguments, right? Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, and Cesar Chavez are all important people in history. Nope, that would be too many things going on in that paper. Or both sides of an issue. Some say Martin Luther King Jr. was great. Others say he wasn't so great. Let's discuss both sides. Nope, not for this paper. If in the future, if you have a professor or a teacher that has you do that, good for them and good for you. But for this class, I will not have you do that. Okay. So these are some claim sentence starters. I feel like we've gone over this, but again, it's just basically giving your perspective. You can read these if you want. So remember, evidence is how we prove our claim. Evidence should come from a reputable source. For you, it should come from your annotated bibliography. So remember, in science, your evidence may be something like the result of your experiments, but ask your science teacher about that. In English and social studies, it's going to be a direct quote from a book or an article. A direct quote needs to be word for word from the text. So now when you're introducing evidence, you're going to want to say according to author, direct quote, and then the page number if there is one, if there's a book. Or according to book, story, or article, a direct quote, or from author, or from book, story, or article. Right. So if I were to say, according to Poe, Edgar Allan Poe, I heard all things in heaven and earth, and I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Right? This is from the short story, The Telltale Heart. Or if I said, according to the Telltale Heart, I heard all things in heaven and on earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Right? Or from Poe, from the author, I heard all things in heaven and on earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Or from the Telltale Heart, I heard many things from heaven and in earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? But notice, no matter how I do this, I have the same things. I have the author, I have the quote, and then the page number. I have those three things, or I have the title of the short story. So I have the place it comes from, the information, where I got it. Okay? Remember, reasoning comes from your brain. It shows your thoughts and the way you can understand your claim, evidence, and how you prove your claim. So you're going to want to use the sentence starters provided in the graphic organizer. You can get those from the front of the classroom from me. Again, reasoning comes from your brain. This is where I want to see you do your heavy lifting and thinking. Some sentence starters for the basics are this describes how, this is important because, this is relevant because. So remember, this describes how, put the quote in your own words. This is important because, why did you choose this quote? This is relevant because, how does this show your claim? So let's look at an example. If I say the narrator in The Telltale Heart is crazy because he's hearing voices, that's my claim. Evidence might be a quote that demonstrates this from The Telltale Heart is, I heard all things in heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Okay? I can say this demonstrates he's hearing a variety of voices from a variety of places. I'm saying what the quote says. This is important because it will predict his behavior later in the story. If you've read The Telltale Heart, you'll see how that works. This is relevant because hearing voices is a sign of poor mental health. We don't need to discuss that with your English teacher, but if that is a concern of yours, please make an appointment with one of the counselors. Okay? So then once you do all that, you have your paragraph. So look how this all gets put together. The narrator in The Telltale Heart is crazy because he's hearing voices. A quote that demonstrates this from The Telltale Heart is, I heard all things in heaven and on earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? This demonstrates that he is hearing a variety of voices from a variety of places. This is important because it will predict his behavior later in the story. This is relevant because hearing voices is a sign of poor mental health. It's all right there. Okay? Good luck, guys.